Hello and welcome back to the second semi-final of the day of the esports factions Rainbow Six Siege rivals as we head to Coastline as Obstinacy face off against FRANTIC6ESPORTS. Let's get into it.
That's a bit of a rip in peace. I think we got their name wrong.
Oof.
It's meant to be Obstinacy rather than Obstinacy, but
yeah.
You'll have to forgive us for that.
Unfortunate.
As we go in there.
Yeah, getting into the bans now. Jackal is the first ban. Kind of a odd one. I mean, it's a common ban in ranked, but you'd expect players of this caliber to be able to deal with an annoying operator such as Jackal. But as I say that, another annoying operator gone, that's Blackbeard.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the difference between rank bans and, more competitive bans, these kind of bans, you don't really expect them to come through, not necessarily because they don't care about them or if they feel like they can deal with them, but more a case of most teams want to be playing in a sort of strong team composition. They want to be able to play together to the maximum efficiency and maximum power possible. And these particular, picks are usually a bit more self-sustained, a bit more isolated in terms of themselves. They play for themselves and with themselves, basically. So, yeah, you don't really see them get picked all too often, which is why you don't see them get banned all too often. In any case, it is going to be kind of standard bans on the other half. Jackal and Blackbeard are the two kind of outliers in the situation. Echo and Mira, they're kind of consistently banned most of the time.
Yeah, and we see just kind of the complete opposite on the defensive side bans the team operators, the Echo and the Mirror. So I say that heading to kitchen service now is their first defensive side, the castle actually being brought by FRANTIC6.
Yeah, and of course we're going to see that Hibana come out. It's a very powerful pick here on Coastline, so there's no surprise there. Going to see a pretty standard pick on the defense side. Sixth pick into Mute. Okay, and it looks like
As well.
the Hibana is actually going to get picked to Zofia. Interesting. So no hard breaches here for the attackers, but a lot of soft breaching capability. They can open up a lot of walls and a lot of hatches and a lot of pretty much everything here.
I was about to say how strong Hibana can be on Coastline, especially because of that major square area where you can just deploy the Hibanas from relative safety, but having dropped that, I have to question that play, but looks like we will be seeing the castle once again. We saw Team FRANTIC6 use the castle to great effect last time around. They played on Coastline. And yeah, it's definitely an interesting strat these guys are bringing with the castle setup. I haven't seen it too much played, and I don't really know how it's been working out for them. Let's see how it works out.
Yeah, usually what happens when you see a team pick up a castle, it's usually to stop the rotates in through a certain portion of the map so that you don't really have to worry about that specific side being flanked or you can hold it off for as long as possible before it gets blown up, essentially. So you kind of have a little bit of security in terms of taking area control. So let's see how they play around that one. There must be some sort of idea behind that.
Yeah, the idea behind the attacking side at the moment is rush Hookah and Sunrise, as that's why they're pushing at the moment. Figure the only one really to stop that at the moment. The Jaeger situated around Sunrise bars. Ash is already entering into Hookah.
Yeah, so that was a pretty quick entry there. It looks like their operators are really kind of geared up towards that. Capital and Ash there are both 3-speed operators that can kind of just run in.
Something of note, no top floor roam presence at the moment, as the stairs are clear, everything is just left open at the moment. The castle barricade set up as well as the rotates to seem like there will be players roaming top floor, but it's just completely left clear at the moment.
Yeah. Interesting strategy, I suppose. Just take full bottom floor control and sort of play for time, maybe. We'll see how much that works out for them going forward. The attackers need to push forward. They've taken the top floor control. They've realized that now, so they're starting to get that verticality going here with the sledge smashing some floors.
Yeah, the Ash and Sledge starting to open up, utilizing that vertical play here now, as it looks like the players on the bottom floor still just sitting comfortably. But C4 comes out, and that gets the sledge. That's a big one off the board. As well as Crushes
That's
getting
what
killed
you
into
wanna
LGN. That's the Ash off the board. Two big soft breaches rather off the board now.
Yeah, I mean, what's just played out in front of us is essentially the attackers walk into the second floor. They realize there's no one here. They're like, oh, all right, this is free top floor control. We can play vertically now. They start smashing the floor. And the defenders are like, yeah, we kind of saw this one coming. We've been waiting for you. We gave you free control of the top floor. We've been waiting for something like this to happen. So they just toss a nice nitro cell up, blow up the people, destroying the floors there, and then take some gunfights and straight up, they'll just get a man advantage.
They have top floor control now, but they don't have control of the stairs. Legion and the castle are holding that, as well as the other stairs are being held by the Mute, the Smoke, and the Jaeger. So, sure, they have top floor control, but it's not able to translate into anything. And as I say, that Crushes gets a kill, which I believe that's Savat of the Zofia. Now, all soft breaches off the board. Capital and Nomad left last alive in a 2v5.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the thing, if you want to play vertically, you have to convert that into something. And I mean, if you straight up lose 2 players off the back of you trying to play off a free top floor control, I mean, that's already like losing a huge advantage. You're given free top floor control, and then you can't do anything with it. And then not only can you not do anything with it, you go and lose 2 players.
I don't know if you saw that, but the player rotating into service from kitchen actually got trapped in a Nomad, and that almost opened up a possibility to rush and maybe get the plant down, but all done to the Legion, realizing it and holding the crossfire there, as Team FRANTIC6 take the first round.
Yeah, that was pretty well played, I think, by FRANTIC6. They had a plan, they gave up the top floor control, but they didn't sort of take the corresponding losses, if that makes sense. Like, usually if you give away free top floor control, you're going to find yourself on the back foot in one way or another. But they managed to be aware enough of the fact that FRANTIC6 had taken full control of top floor and hadn't really pushed the first floor in conjunction with that. So they were able to focus almost entirely on the players above them.
Yeah, and especially with the coastline, you have kind of 3 major rotate options. You will either go around, which, sure, you can chop through square, one of the 2 stairs, and when you're holding almost every rotate, sure, you have top floor control, but you're not able to find angles onto the players down below and open up those angles to allow you to rotate. You can't really do anything about it, but heading into Penthouse now, they have the bandits on the board, but no real hard breaches on the enemy team to actually counter it with. And it actually looks like Bandit is having the glitch on the main wall. Quite unfortunate there.
Yeah, Obstinacy, they didn't seem to favor any hard breaches last time, so that seems to be true this time around as well. So it's not going to come back to bite them too much. The fact that Bandit can't reinforce this is not such an issue. It would have been if they had hard breaches, but they don't. So
yeah,
that's all right.
Not too unfortunate, but still, utility not being
yeah, of
utilized.
Course, you never really want that. You never really want that glitches to happen in competitive games. So it's unfortunate, but
Bandit
it is what it is.
Being turned out now, playing the hallway. There's a player almost catching him. That's the Ash. No damage done to him, however, as he now gets some assistance from drones.
Yeah, that was a good angle that Jaeger had been holding there. Unfortunately, he doesn't manage to get anything off of it. Takes a fight, gets taken down to a bit of HP. Does a little bit of damage onto Capital, but no one drops just yet.
Smoke playing... Oh, sorry, I believe that's... Oh, that's the Vigil playing aggressive angle there from top lobby stairs.
Yeah, he's clearing out this bottom floor here, making sure there's no one there.
Looks like the aggressive roam players now started falling back, as Vigil, the only one that's really still roaming on the map. Jaeger as well, peeking into VIP, a bit vulnerable from the flank. Antrox actually gets the down onto him. It's a long angle being held and a bit of a revenge for the damage done onto him by Jaeger himself.
Yeah, now we see Vigil on the flank there. If he pushes up, he could be pretty spicy.
Attack is now full control of the hallway as well as VIP. They can start pushing in. Cloudy, the only one that can really do anything about this at the moment. He's still situated at the bottom floor, and if he rotates through one of these stairs, he could definitely wreak some havoc.
Yeah, right now, FRANTIC6 are sort of on the back foot. Obviously have been managing to get the picks where necessary. There's 2 trades though, that even things out. 3 to 3. Oh, there we go. There's the Vigil. Finally comes in to take some frags.
Yeah, and that came at a very important time because the attack is now starting to pressure onto site, and with a lot of that pressure now being relieved, you can start just playing time on this round.
Yeah.
Oh.
There goes the Zofia. That's going to leave Sledge now all alone to try and clear this out himself. 1v3, has to take all the gunfights and needs to win them.
Taking a lot of damage from the player down below, but the Pokeball, the impact grenade, gets the final kill as a great play coming out from that Legion to actually know the player is on such low health and just eat a nade.
Quite interesting usage. That was quite entertaining. Looks like we're going to be seeing a pretty normal setup once again. Maestro is picked though. I'm wondering if they're going to keep that pick. I hope so. Going to see that utilized there. Quite a strong pick, I think.
Especially on Hookah Billiards, we saw them using quite overpowered Maestro spot in the previous matchup we casted yesterday, where you can place a Maestro turret underneath the Billiards pool table, and you can actually hold an angle into Aqua, I believe. So definitely a strong operator to pick on Hookah Billiards.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see where those cams decide to go
exactly
down.
there.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch. I wonder if he will survive long enough to use those to fruition.
Angles being opened up into Aqua. Looks like we'll be making Aqua a kill box, not really playing anyone there just yet. You can see 4 drones currently stacked outside of VIP 5 now, as that definitely looks like it will be the entry point for Team Obstinacy.
Bit of a drone party going on there.
Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
Antrox already taking damage.
But also noticed that Obstinacy have not picked up a single hard breach at all this entire time.
Yeah, and it's quite weird to see it because I really think hard breacher could help them at the moment because they're getting control, but they can't really transfer it into a side take, and that's really what a hard breacher helps you. It helps you open up the angles. The defenders can't really hold that well and get an advantage onto the side, and that's really something I think they need at this time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, the defense team is going to want to hard reinforce the walls that they really don't want to lose, and obviously you're going to want to take that from them, and that's the point of the hard breacher. That's why they exist. So, yeah, not having that is certainly an interesting choice. Let's see if it comes back to bite them here. Obviously, so far it hasn't worked out for them. They haven't won a single round just yet.
Yeah, and some heavy roam clear coming out to see the Mute as well as the Jaeger playing in office and security side. A lot of utility being stacked to make sure they can't really rotate out of there at the moment. First skill going the way of Mystic, but gets refragged as that's your smoke gone. A lot of damage done onto Antrox as well in the Capital earlier on into the round, but still losing a smoke, that's quite a big blow.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be losing a smoke early, you know. That's the kind of operator you want to keep around for as long as possible because he can play for so much time. So losing that utility is going to really, really hurt. That being said, though, they still have plenty of they still have plenty of utility.
Ash just standing there trying to clear out the Maestro turret, but getting C4 from down below, I mean, why not?
Yeah, not much you can do about that.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Once you hear the C4 being ripped, you know you're screwed. It's
Yeah,
still
so they're playing
playing
quite
down
aggressive.
below. See, the impact has been made into the hookah rotate, but it's been reinforced back up. Kind of strange to see that.
Very interesting play, for sure. Currently, we got a 2v3 here. We got Capital and Zofia left against Mute, Legion, and Maestro. It's going to be pretty difficult considering you have to clear out the Maestro cams. At least they take out the Maestro. That's going to be 2v2. Diffuser's going to start getting planted, but
Yeah, the Mute on the rotate got one of the players, and that was your just your defensive for the plant down, and then
Woo!
that's kind of unfortunate. Just
That
the
was-
the hip fire there coming out.
Yeah, that's just some. It's a little burp, and you're gone. I'm interested to see if Obstinacy decide to take a hard breach at some stage. Yeah, it's still no hard breaches for them. I wonder if they. If this is interesting. Honestly, yeah, I'm questioning the decisions here because a hard breach is useful pretty much all the time.
No, if I'm Team Obstinacy right now, I'm scared because FRANTIC6, they've won all 3 sites in a row. That means they can now go back to their sites, and having set that precedent, they're looking to take it 6-0 at the moment.
Bombs as they can.
Yeah, I mean, so far, you know, like you said, winning all of the sites allows you to go back to the ones that you prefer. So, Obstinacy not having the easiest hill to climb right now if they want even a single round in this half.
Yeah, and that being said, going back to Kitchen Service, which was their primary bomb site heading into it, we saw that being the first round played. Last time, notably, top floor control just being completely given out to the enemy team. And I wonder if they're going to read into that this time and just realize, okay, they are most likely not going to be roamers. Let's just rush onto site.
Yeah, the interesting thing to note about this site in particular is that Hibana is actually super strong on it. You know, you can pretty much open up that main wall outside here by the car there, and you just spray the pellets right across there, get a nice thick angle, and you can look through 3 little holes there all the way into the furthest site. Like, it's super strong. So the fact that not only did it seem like Obstinacy realized they were going to that site first of all, they know that they're going to be there again, and they still don't pick any hard breaches.
Yeah, because it was either between this and Blue Bar, which are the sites now being opened up, and Baltic head to Kitchen because they won it last time and they won it pretty pretty one-sided, and it's looking like they are using the same setup, so maybe looking for the same outcome.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, Obstinacy are going to have to switch things up. They're going to have to realize that, oh, this is the same sort of strat going on here as the first round. We're going to have to adapt and kind of try and overcome what it is they set up here.
See all 5 players from the defensive side bottom floor, all 5 from the attacking side top floor, as it's definitely going to come down to vertical play with Buck on the board as well as the Sledge start opening up now.
This is feeling like a bit of a rinse and repeat right now.
Will it be a rinse and repeat in the round count though? That is the question. Will they be able to transfer this into some side take this time?
Yeah, that is the question. So right now we're seeing that Sledge is able to open up the floors along with the Buck, which was a different pick since last time. So that's going to help open up those floors. And of course, now we've got the Jaeger on the roam here. So the defense team has finally decided to switch things up. And this might be the key they needed to catch them completely off guard here.
Yeah, and I think these attackers on the top floor are very occupied with clearing out the players on the bottom floor.
They're not looking in the right direction whatsoever. This should be a
He knows he's not looking at them.
right here.
Yeah.
There's the one. There's the second easy 2 frags.
2 frags, yes, but now having lost all of your anchors on site, you need to rotate back. Smoke now rotating back and actually gets the kill onto the Zofia. That's a great one. Now, an equal man count with site control as well as Aroma still top floor.
Yeah, that's a really good jump there from Obstinacy. They just square themselves over the side instead of running around, which will deny the vision. So at least they managed to get themselves down there so they can rotate towards the site. But if Smoke is able to control this gun, which it looks like he can, there's the second one for him on site here. This is looking less and less doable now. Nomad in 1v2.
Yeah, he's peeking around. 2 players holding his angles and the Jaeger gets the kill. That round came down to the duo effort of Jaeger and Smoke. Just the Jaeger coming in, rotating top floor, getting the kills there, and then Smoke getting the kills on site. From there, it's just, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, that round was looking a lot better for Obstinacy, just, you know, for the fact that they were able to get 2 refrags in response. But You know, ultimately, like you said, it was down to the fact that the Jaeger and the smoke had rotated. The Jaeger was able to just catch the defense players. I mean, the attack players on at the top. They're kind of looking down into the site, not really paying attention. You know, they felt secure for some reason. Not sure what that it was. Maybe they were just they didn't push up last time, so they won't do it this time. So that was a bit of a mistake from them. And then ultimately, it came down to an even matchup. But in that case, Jaeger and Smoke, they were on the site and they won the fight.
Yeah, and we see the bandit actually being 6-picked off, probably knowing there's been a hard reach on the board thus far, so
Protect your
why
bombs
take it? I mean,
by attackers.
Yep. No reason to take a bandit if you realize that they're not picking up any hard breaches. You can say, all right, well, we can just play out the bandits and basically just pick up something that gives us a bit more utility in terms of frag power.
yeah, and frag power has been what's been winning them thus far because, I mean, FRANTIC6, if you look at the scoreboard, guys all carrying for their team 3 kills, 3, 3, 6, and 5, where Team Obstinacy, they have a few players lagging behind at the moment.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so we're going to see Gridlock getting picked up here
5
for
seconds left
Obstinacy.
before insertion.
And I'm interested to see what it is they decide to try and do with that, because
Attackers must locate and
honestly,
defuse the
from
bomb.
what I
The
can
attacker's
see,
bomb
from
diffuser
what
has
we've
been
been able
dropped.
to watch happen, you know,
Attackers
the
will
issue
recover the bomb
for
diffuser.
Obstinacy has been sort of twofold. Aside from the fact that they don't have the hard breacher to have that versatility in being able to go through walls that the defenders don't want you to go through, they also haven't really been able to keep the defenders into a box. You know, they haven't really been able to control them or sort of stop them from moving around the map. So they're trying to address that. They've got the gridlock and they've got Capital to try and, you know, deny some sort of area from the defenders. But I mean, yeah, it's not easy when you don't have your freedom of movement yourself.
has
You
been
know, you can't
located.
blow through certain walls, so you really have few options.
And you know, thinking back to the bans, actually, I think this Jackal ban is hitting Team Obstinacy quite hard.
Yeah. It must be a targeted ban. I mean, that's definitely the vibe we're getting. Obviously, Jackal, you don't really see that get banned too often unless it's in ranked. So the fact that they did ban it here, like you said, it's obviously hitting Obstinacy quite hard because they must have done some research and realized, hey, Obstinacy, they like to play this and this and this. We'll just counter ban.
Yeah, and we see the Vigil of Cloudy here setting up for a flank at the moment. We see Dalfox was busy droning on that top stairs, now backing off of it. Capital and Zofia still sitting here at the top for Cloudy. If he decides to rotate into it, could net himself a few kills. A Jaeger as well on the main lobby side, as the first kill now coming out.
Yeah, so as you can see, Dalfox there tried to deploy some... ooh, straight up going to lose the fight there. But as I was saying, the Dalfox was trying to stop the flank from the other side with the use of those gridlock mines.
Yeah, and well, it didn't really work out as a flanking kill now coming out, as well as Crusher seemingly peeking onto the main window. And well, Figure saves his life because he was injured. The player on rappel was going for him, but now someone dropping into the hatch and bathroom gets the kill onto Figure. See what Jaeger dropped. Legion now on low HP. Vigil, however, takes a fight in the main hallway, gets the kill. And now Snay left lost life in bathroom and he gets killed.
Yeah, once again, Obstinacy just dismantled from start to finish. You know, they had a decent idea of what they wanted to do, but just not being able to win the fights that they needed to win and not being really able to execute anything that they were trying to do, just kind of results in them running around and just kind of getting fragged. And although they did have a good portion towards the middle there, it didn't really work out for them. They just kind of you know, lost on all fronts.
Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of a lost situation already. Being 5 down is quite a big blow.
Yeah, 5-0, and you know, FRANTIC6 kind of just hugely in the lead here. They have a lot of room to play with here. They have a lot of room for error as well, so they can kind of just do what they want at this stage, almost. You know, almost go ahead and pull
Protect your bombs from being defused by
an
attackers.
Auglis and just kind of put the foot down and just run for the frags, run and gun.
Yeah, we saw a 7-1 for Auglis. Looks like FRANTIC6 are looking to beat that record, as at the moment they haven't dropped a single round yet. We see the Vigil teabagging a drone there for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not have a little bit of fun? You know, you're so much in the lead, it doesn't really matter at this stage. And the thing I noticed here is that obviously
10
just
seconds remaining.
refused to pick up a hard breach. This is just not on the cards at
5
all.
seconds to go.
So, you know, the when you see something like this from a team, it means
Attackers'
that
objective
they've
is to
obviously
locate a
prepped
bomb
a
and
certain
defuse it.
thing,
Attackers have dropped the
and
bomb
they're
diffuser.
really just
Attackers
trying to
recovered the diffuser.
execute that thing to some success. And you know, the fact that it hasn't been working out yet means that it doesn't feel like they have much of a fallback plan.
Yeah, because I mean, their strategies have been kind of a linear. It doesn't look like they've maybe scrimmed this match that much, or just really are prepared to take on FRANTIC6, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't been working out. Now, 3 players rushing into Hookah. Legion actually gets the first kill, transfers onto the second, but gets killed from the crossfire. Zofia rushing up the stairs, and now they have control of Hookah. The plant's going down.
Yeah, that was a brilliant attack right there. The fact that the Zofia was there to support the rest of her team when they were rushing into the bomb site, that's exactly what you wanted to see. That's exactly what was lacking from the previous few
But
rounds.
Diffuser. Attackers
FRANTIC6 just took it.
defender is exposed.
What?
I mean,
What just happened?
Disable the diffuser.
A complete collapse. You have site control, but from there, a C4 kill from below and minted on the mute. Just 2 kills with the SMG11 in hand. He takes it. That was a brilliant retake from Team FRANTIC6. That took like 10 seconds for a full site retake.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing much really to say about that, aside from the fact that at least Obstinacy have made some progress in terms of being able to pull something out. You know, they identified a certain thing that they wanted to do, and they actually managed to do it this time around. They had the team support; it was there, everything was there. But then, of course, like you said, you know, it doesn't matter unless, you know, if you're just going to lose the retake in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and quite unfortunately that it took them a full 6 rounds to realize what works for them, as now they head to their defensive side and they can't do that strat again.
Yeah, and I mean, just having a look now at FRANTIC6's picks, you could see what do they go for. There's the Hibana, probably the strongest hard-breaching attacker on this map, in my opinion.
Yeah, and especially Hookah Billiards now, you can play safely on the roof of Square and just open up that angle into the Hookah or this Billiards bar area where the 2 players are currently reinforcing. It's just such a strong operator, and it allows you to really pressure out the players in a way that isn't really doable by just normal vertical player like Zofia going from below or just anything else.
Yeah, interesting to note that Obstinacy have picked up Castle here, and they're reinforcing that main window, looking out over Billiards, and they're also reinforcing that main hallway there. So interesting play with Castle. I wonder if this works out for them. Castle and Mute can be a pretty strong duo, but of course they don't have the Mutes this time around.
Yeah, I mean, Mute Castle combo definitely a strong one, because you can't breach it then, as well as cancels out a few operators. Nothing short of a sledge to just whack it can really open it up, but Mystic already getting a kill for his team. He's just rushing into office, assisted by the Nomad of Cloudy.
Yeah, really what Castle likes to do a lot of the time is waste utility. You know, if you can use Castle barricades to waste the utility of the attackers, that means once they get closer to the site, once they get closer to that objective, they have less utility to work with. And so, you know, you generally expect a lot of that sort of 20-second meta stuff to come out. Oh,
That's great patience coming up from the Jaeger.
cheeky angle. Just sitting in the corner there, waiting, finds the angle, instantly takes out the gridlock.
Varna still trying to open up these walls. It is currently bandited, but Figure, the kill onto Savat as well as LGN now dropping. 2 players gone, 2 players left.
Yeah, what it looks like it's coming down to time and time again is the fact that FRANTIC6, they just win the gunfights. You know, they're able to just take the fights and win them pretty consistently.
Oh.
And that's... Whoa!
Okay,
That's the...
what a fashion to take it, as the Ash, the figurehead of just fragging, just gets that tight angle, and that's a GG to FRANTIC6 as they take it in a 7-0. Yeah,
Really well played by them, I must say. They pretty much dominated that start to finish. A very clean showing from them. Unfortunately, obviously not really able to show up. They have a lot to sort of look back on when it comes to this match. I'm sure there's plenty to look at and learn from. But yeah, I mean, they did manage to pull off a couple of good plays throughout the course of that. But ultimately, yeah, FRANTIC6 were able to just come out on top every time. So GG, well played.
Yeah, and heading into the finals later on today, we will see the clash of the Titans.
GG.
As FRANTIC6, they took it in a 7-0, and August, they took it in a 7-1. So let's see how the two powerhouses of African Rainbow Six Esports do against one another later on today. This has been the second semi-final of the esports factions Rainbow Six Siege rivals. We will be joining back later today with the finals as FRANTIC6 will face off against Team August. This has been Kanye Diffuse and Patrick Fennick. Thank you so much for watching. Any last words?
Yeah, I mean, so I guess we'll just catch you later. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Cheers.